Hi everyone, it's Allison from Fathom 5 Tarot, and I am in my new home office space. Um, I used to shoot these videos at my dining room table, but now that I am going to be doing my work from home, as is my kid doing her schoolwork from home, we needed some spaces to separate so that we could have virtual meetings and not interfere with each other. So I finally broke down and built myself a little office. The cat litter is right there, but beggars can't be choosers. Anyway, I am here as promised to talk about the decks that I'm using right now. I thought people might be interested in this sort of difficult time. What are you looking at? What are you doing? So I brought up a bunch, actually. I think my difficulties with committing to a deck for any period of time have to do with this period of time. I want to start each video that I do during this coronavirus time saying that, so I'm sorry, it's going to get repetitive, but I feel like it bears saying each time that I'm not interested in tarot cards as a way to predict the future, to determine the outcomes of things. It's never been anything that I'm particularly interested in. I'm interested in them as a meditation tool and a self-reflective practice and just a way to focus my thoughts about a particular thing. So I do that for other people if they ask me to. Oh no. Sorry, the cat has discovered the home office as well. And this is going to probably happen a lot. Get ready. My students are going to love it though. Okay, you stay over there, kitty cat. Oh God. So I'll try and hold her on my lap. We'll see how that goes. Okay, there we go, kitty. There we go. Okay. Yeah. If you have questions, don't ask cards, ask a doctor. Call telehealth, do some sort of remote health thing. If you need to go to the hospital, enough said. So, yeah, I thought I would just show some cards, what I've been using right now. And it's actually really funny because I talked in my last video, which I'll link above, about my the spread I did for this time that I'm struggling with a little bit. And I was saying how I hadn't been using my Rider-Waite Smith as much. And of course, now that I did that, I was like, oh man, I really want to use my Rider-Waite Smith more. And I did, as I often do in the spring, pull out my Albano Waite after that. And God, why would I not want to use the Rider-Waite? It's such a great deck. The Waite Smith, I should say. Smith-Waite, probably. I keep trying to make that change in my habits. And I usually come to this deck at this time of year just because the bright colors make me super happy. I have two versions. So I have just the mass market, but I also got my hands on this German version, and I like it because it's less glossy. Sorry, I'm just going to deal with my cat. The line work is really nice. The colors are the same, but I just feel like it's nicer to shuffle. It's nicer to hold. Oh God, the cat. All the time. I have to make this quick, and then I have to shut the door to the cat the next time. Although it's her cat litter room, so what do I do? Anyway, it's gorgeous, and I'm not saying you need to get the German one. It's not that easy to get your hands on. I found it at ABE Books, and it looks like this. It comes with a book, but this used bookstore I found didn't have a book. It just had the cards, which is perfect for me because I can't read German. And of course, I don't care that the titles are in German. Oh, okay, I'm just going to show you the High Priestess because the colors are just, oh, I love it. I love it so much. So I have been using now since then, and I just can't, oh, good, she's lying down. I can't not use Rider-Waite Smith. I just love it too much. So I've been using that one. I have also been using another one of my just fundamental faves during this time. It's the Naked Heart Tarot by Jillian C. Wilde. I think you can still order this. I think she's just been, there are 3 editions, and I think I have the 3rd, and it doesn't say anywhere, I don't think. I should have brought my glasses up. I just love the colors. I love the minimalist nature of it, but I get a lot out of it. I actually took it to like a little tarot meetup not too long ago, although it feels like a long time ago now. And it was just singing for me. I love this deck so much. And at this time, I'm not as even. I said I was looking for my sweetest. Oh my God, cat. Sweetest and gentlest decks, which is true. It doesn't mean that I don't want any difficult things to think about either. But so while this one has challenging cards, I just and maybe it's just my relationship to it. Like the court cards and the cups are whales and they're panthers and the swords, and I don't know. I just really dig it. So, oh, the hangman is so cute, little dude. Yeah, try to stop anyone if you hear anyone saying that coronavirus is because of bat soup. It's not. So, in that vein, I have not been interested in people other than the Rider-Waite-Smith at all. So my next one that I've been using is the Anima Mundi Tarot. I just adore it. I think just the way you sort of viscerally relate to animals and nature, or I do at least, has led me to want to use this deck. I love it so much. I think it's so beautiful. It actually goes kind of nicely with my, my tree picture back there, which I adore, and I found at a garage sale framed for $10. I don't think it's anything valuable or anything, but isn't it nice? And it sort of reminds me of this deck, actually, now that I sit here looking at it. Not all of the cards have animals. This is a deck you can get on Etsy. Her name is Megan Weirwiden. Oh, poor Megan. People must mispronounce her name all the time. And her Etsy shop is The Creeping Moon. She also has an Oracle deck, which is just as stunning, but I just don't vibe with Oracle decks as much. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to talk about any today. It's funny, I thought I'd be super in the mood for Oracle decks at this time where you want a little more loving, but I just haven't been reaching for them. I don't know. I'm hard to figure out. The devil is the only human in this deck. It's really nice. The backs are super nice too. I love that triple moon thing. Oh my God, this cat. It's gonna be all the time. Anyway, I hope you get some enjoyment out of it as I struggle through this little video. What next? I think I'll talk about this one I've just been adoring. This is the Spacious Tarot by Carrie Mallon. And I keep saying Carrie Mallon, and I keep forgetting to say Annie Wright, Ruygt, is the artist. So while, of course, Carrie Mallon is a beautiful deck, and as she should be celebrated as a creator, the artwork is just so stunning. And I'm also, maybe this is my social isolation deck, actually. There's no people in it. That's the Ten of Cups. Sorry, it's hard to show without my fingers. And if you want to be socially isolated, this is the deck to go to, because while there are animals in it, it is a lot of just landscapes. It's very simple. The colors are beautiful. I love the lettering. I love the backs. I love that color. Let me find some good landscapes. Hierophant. So I'm actually, so funny. I don't know whether I'm an introvert or an extrovert. When I was younger, I used to really thrive on social interaction. And then I learned how to be alone, and I just really, I really appreciate my alone time now. So that hasn't really been bothering me so much, although I've been having some virtual meetups with friends and colleagues. I said I was going to show you more landscapes. Hang on. I mentioned in an earlier video about how there's actually a typo on here, 3 of Pentacles. But I love it because 3 of Pentacles is all about making plans and designing. And there's always going to be some little thing you overlook, and you just got to roll with it, right? So much about this period is about just rolling with it and making do. And so actually, I wouldn't give up this misprinted card for anything. It's a first edition. It's awesome. This is pretty iconic, right? Oh, it's such a neat deck. And just, you can imagine yourself, sorry, my computer's shaking because my cat is scratching her cheeks on it. Look at that Child of Pentacles. So cute. So I really find that one useful for meditation, just to look at a card and then imagine myself in that place and try to hear what's there and feel the temperature of what's there and the smells and sort of do a 360 of that environment. And it helps me calm my brain in these times when my brain really needs some calming. Okay, two more. This is the Greenwood Tarot. And so this is one that I printed myself through Make Playing Cards, which I think I've heard from the tarot community. I did this just when I was getting into tarot because I was just so mesmerized by these cards. I think it's okay. There's some debate as to whether or not there's a big conflict between the artist and the writer of the book, and there might be a new deck released, but I haven't heard anything about it in a long time. And I always said, if you release another one, I will pay other money for it. Like, I want the money to go to the right place. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. I actually didn't end up using it that much after I got it, just because it's sort of its own system. But at this time of spring, just these colors and this artwork is just so cool. And sometimes in the mood to look at something different that's not entirely Rider-Waite-Smith based. Although it is, certainly you can read it that way. Some of them are very specific that way. Like the Two of Arrows is a good example. Maybe I shouldn't say it's not Rider-Waite-Smith based. Isn't that cool? Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So yeah, I went on a Facebook group where a member had taken the digital files provided by the artist so people could make their own copy, not for sale, just to use in the privacy of your own home. And then I got the instructions on which Facebook group now? I can't quite remember. Anyway, if you were to search it up, I'm sure you could find it if you were interested in this deck. And it came with this backing design as well. So I didn't have to choose anything. I didn't have to modify anything. What else do I want to show you from this one? So yeah, some differences there, right? Isn't that neat though? Oh, look how gorgeous. There's one in particular that I just love. This is my problem, one in particular. Well, and you can see where too there's Wildwood influences, because the creators also, half of the creative team went off to do the Wildwood. So you can see that influences in there, which I also have the Wildwood. So nobody get mad at me for doing this. The Storyteller. Isn't that cool? Oh, where's that one that I love so much? Oh, I love that one too. That's the thing. I could show every card. Oh, this just cracks me up. That's not the one I was looking for, but so great. Are you going to be right? Every time I look, oh, this reminds me of a Franz Marc painting. Not that Franz Marc uses really insanely vivid colors, where this is like a normal colored horse, but I just love that. Oh, something about it. I do love horses. So that's my second last, and my last that I'm going to show you that I had gotten just before Christmas, I think, or just after Christmas, and I saved for springtime. Oh yeah, it's a magnetic closure. Whispering Spirits. And this one has been amazing. Other than the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Spacious, this is probably the one I've used the most since things, and I have to say, it seems like I've been using a ton of decks. I really haven't, but just through a series of, my dad was really tuned into this crisis before it became sort of widely known in North America. I think largely because he loves cruises, and he was following cruise ship news, and of course the people stuck on the cruise ships, that's his worst nightmare. So he was constantly following what was happening to them, and he was sort of thinking through what would happen if this virus came to North America, which it has. So I guess I've been thinking about it sort of for longer, but it was really in bulk where I was just oh my God, I just love that Hierophant. That's my favorite Hierophant ever, I think. I don't usually go for cutesy decks. As you can see, even what I would call my sweetest and gentlest decks And there's other ones too in my collection. I just haven't been using at the moment, like the Tarot of Trees. I'm sure is going to come out at some point this week. But let's see here. I don't know. I just think where's an example? Like everything here is anthropomorphized. You can see like these little bubbles, I guess, have little eyeballs. And it's like the whispering spirits are coming with you and giving you advice, like these little leaves and this little bowl of rice. Like at this time where we're all encouraged to be alone and self-isolating. Although, I mean, I have my family, my immediate family, of course, but I'm not going to go see my dad and my stepmom. I haven't been to see my brother, which kills me because I love seeing my brother, and he doesn't live that far. But just all these little extra dudes just helping you on your way. And like, look at this 3 of Wands. These little paper cranes. And so I've really been enjoying that. So I'd love to know, what decks are you using right now? Oh, I will say one more thing. I decided not to bring it into the video because I thought it might really put people off. And I don't know why it really called to me. I didn't even really use it. Used it. I didn't really use it, but I spent some time this week with the Zombie Tarot. You know, the one with the box with all the bullets on it. It got a lot of gross imagery, and I just didn't think that maybe people would want to see it right now on my channel. You don't know what's gonna affect someone. And I was like, maybe I should do like a zombie trigger warning, but that felt weird. But just like what is the zombie narrative except for our fear of viruses, like, right? Like this thing that will spread and infect you and then turn you, like that's what it is. That's why the zombie narrative keeps coming back. That's why it's popular. Vampire narratives have other sort of sexuality fears, and Frankenstein has technology fears. Like all of these things sort of rotate on. And so it's just, I looked at some of the cards and I read the guidebook, and it's got such a great sense of humor that on this sort of day a couple days ago, I was like, I'm going to look at my zombie tarot. I'm not going to read with it. I'm just going to enjoy some time with it. And I did. But it is a pretty grotesque deck, even though it's got this real sense of humor. So I decided not to show it on this video. Anywho, what decks are you using right now? What are you doing to keep yourself sane during this time of isolation and drawing in, when it feels like we should be going outside as the weather gets nicer? But don't do it. Don't do it. Stay in. The quicker we just sort of just nail ourselves down on this, then the sooner we can all not have to do this anymore. It's key. So comments below. What are you using? What do you enjoy? If you want information about any of the decks, I'd be happy to share anything I know with you. And have a lovely night. Wash your hands. Be careful. Take care of each other. Call your doctor if you need to. All right. My crazy cat also says goodbye. She's chasing her own tail. Bye.